is, of course, best known for her Academy Award-winning role in Mighty Aphrodite. She's now the producer of the critically acclaimed new movie, Lisa Picard is Famous. Please welcome Mira Sorvino. Wow. You look very sexy tonight. You look fantastic.
Thank you.
Very nice to have you back on the show. Congratulations. You're a producer of this movie. This is a new role for you, yes?
Yes.
You're just like, yes. Yes, monkey, yes. You just had you had the premiere Wednesday night, which must have been exciting because your mom came, is that right?
My mom was there.
I saw in the paper that Keith Richards
was sitting right in front of me and my mom.
Wow.
And my mom was sort of providing a Statler and Waldorf kind of commentary for the whole movie.
He was just sort of talking along with the whole thing?
Well, she was just saying, oh, now this scene is very, where was that shot? Constantly asking me questions very loudly. And I was like, Mom, everybody knows you're my mom, and maybe we can ask these questions later because...
Right. And
sort of
Keith Richards probably thought it was the normal voices in his head. He's always... he's just... I like the part of the movie where the lizard through the air. That wasn't in the movie, Keith. Now, this movie, it's about...
There is a part with the lizard.
Oh, there is?
It's a giant
lizard. Well, there you go. Well, the movie's actually... We'll explain to people, this is about really up-and-coming actors, struggling actors who are trying to make it, become big stars.
Right. It's written by two people that I was in acting class with, Laura Kirk and Nat DeWolf, and they play the two main characters, Lisa Picard and Tate Kelly, and they sort of lampoon all of their own experiences as struggling actors. And
the things that you have to do to try and make it and all that nonsense. And what's kind of weird is you went through a lot of these same experiences.
Yes.
You know, struggling. I mean, you probably lived in... What kind of apartment did you live in? Because in the movie, they live in really tiny, small, dingy New York apartments.
Yeah, in the movie, Tate introduces people to his apartment and shows how he's painted the walls different colors to give the illusion of different rooms. And that was exactly like my apartment, and I had the tub in the kitchen the way he did, but I, unlike him, had my bathroom outside of the apartment in the hall. And we had a man
You don't need just a toilet in the hall, do you?
No, it was like a WC. It was like in the hall, but locked behind a door.
Oh, okay, good.
But unfortunately, the floor above me, I had a man... Oh, maybe he's going to come and find me now, but he...
I will protect you.
He's here tonight. There was a restraining order against him by his next-door neighbor, and one Christmas party, my father was talking in the hall, and he came down the stairs and started yelling at my father, and my father, being about 2 feet taller than him, was sort of like, oh, yes, now, calm down, whatever. He ran back upstairs, came back down, and pulled out a gun and said, now you be quiet.
What?
Yeah. This was on East 77th
But let me
Street.
guess, but now they're best friends.
They developed a much more amicable form of communication immediately. My father
Okay, but
was
your
like,
dad is... Okay, but if everything was okay, he wasn't hurt or anything.
No, no, no.
Well, that's good.
You know, he's like, all right, calm down, you know, whatever. And he came back into a tiny, cramped apartment filled with acting students and my acting teacher, Wayne Handman. He was like, everybody quiet down. There's a man outside with a gun. Call the police. So,
the police in New York are like, so what else is new? Yeah. Call us when there's not a man outside the apartment with a gun. That's more interesting to us. What kind of... Did you have pets? Because you know what's crazy? You know, I have a dog, but now I have like a bigger place and everything. When I was struggling and had a small, dingy apartment, I couldn't even think of having pets. Did you have pets?
I had, aside from the roaches and mice, I had...
Which make wonderful pets, by the way. You had cockroaches on a little gerbil wheel.
The building was just filled with them. Like, you climbed up the stairs, and there they were, just, like, marching across. But anyway, that's another story. Right. But it was also because the guy on the second floor used to leave, like, pork ribs on the landing.
Oh, really?
But he was a Vietnam vet who used to, like, sleep on the stairway and get drugs from the narcoleptic 80-year-old man who lived on the second floor with the crack addict woman who used to boil crack in the kittion. But anyway, as
you know
I
what
said,
we're going to do? We're going to excerpt this interview and use it for the New York Tourism Bureau. Just you, Mira Sorvino on New York City. Come to New York.
Anyway, so back to the pets that were not roaches or rodents. I had 2 cats, Mickey and Shadow, and a dog. And Mickey and Shadow, Deer. And Mickey.
The dog's name was Deer.
It still is, yes.
Okay, okay.
He looks like a Bambi. He looks like a little fawn.
Okay.
And Mickey and Shadow were brothers, and Shadow was the black cat, Mickey was like black and white. And something very strange occurred. One day I opened the door to the apartment, which opened right into the kitchen, and there in the middle of the floor was Deer, and I don't know quite how to say this, but...
Deer's the dog.
Deer, the small dog, like that.
Yeah.
Very cute and humble and sweet looking.
Right.
Kind of doing the proverbial thing with the male cat, Mickey.
Wait a minute, the dog is having sex with the cat? This is a biblical sign of the apocalypse when this happens. That means that we gotta get out of town. It says that. I think it actually says that in the Old Testament, and dogs will lay with cats. Cockroaches shall eat pork ribs. You're like, no! So why was this happening? First of all, they're both, and it's a male dog and a male cat?
Yeah.
That's what's, you have to make it kinkier than that, yeah.
And so the dog is so sweet, too, and the dog, and there's the cat just sort of bracing himself, and the dog just, and so I freak out. I grab the dog, I spank the dog,
The dog probably... I'm gonna leave that one alone.
Thank you.
An amateur would go after that. I'm a pro. I leave that alone.
So I take the cat to safety, or what I think is safety, and then I discover the truth a few days later, okay?
Right.
Because I start realizing that Mickey, who has grown rather fat, is
Right.
eating half of Deer's food every night.
Right.
And he eats half of Deer's food and then lets Deer eat the second half. And
Right.
so I said, this has to stop. So I lock both cats in the bedroom
Right.
and give the dog his food. He won't touch it, and he keeps looking at the bedroom door like with sad, mournful eyes.
Right.
After half an hour, I open it up. He lets Mickey eat half of the food, and Mickey rubs up against him. So the whole thing was like a barter for food.
So your cat was prostituting himself. He was like, here's the deal. I'll give you half the kibble, and then you can jump me afterwards. That's the sickest story I've ever heard. That is like wow.
I've tried not to tell this story with you. I've had it for years.
Yeah.
And finally
Thank
they
you for
pulled
finally
it out of
unloading
me.
that gem. Amazing. All right, we gotta cleanse the palate of that story. But I want you to bring them both back, because this is like a crazy, stupid pet trick.
No.
Yeah, that won't happen. Let me ask you, let's talk about the film for just a second, if anyone
Yes.
can get that image out of their head. Lisa Picard is famous. We actually have a clip from the movie.
Yes.
I think it needs a little setting up, though, because to explain a little bit about what's going on, because the main character thinks that she's going to be a big star. Is that right?
And the main character, Lisa Picard, played by Laura Kirk, has been discovered by a documentary filmmaker who is played by Griffin Dunn, who also directed the film. So it's sort of, it almost is a documentary, even though it's a comedy and it's a film.
Right.
And he thinks she's going to be famous because she's become the person of notoriety because of this commercial that she's in that's causing a lot of scandal.
And it's a commercial for cereal.
Yes.
Yeah. And so she did and it's a very racy commercial, is that right? She did a very sexy, is it Wheat Chex? Is that right?
They're going to sue us.
No, they're going to sue you.
No,
clear.
they agreed.
I don't know what she's saying. I love that cereal. No. I can't believe you've done this. You're very bad. Should I not say any more? Should we just leave it at that?
Yeah, so anyway, the director of the documentary thinks he's found a girl who's about to become a famous actress because of this commercial.
And it's very talked about and controversial.
Yes.
All right, let's show this clip from Lisa Picard is Famous.
For those of us who are early risers, there's always Wheat Chex. Share it with someone you love.
Why would they sue? They can't sue you for that. That is That is, and I'm going to go out on a limb here, that's the best Wheat Chex commercial I've ever seen. I think they'll be very, very happy. Lisa Picard is Famous opens next Wednesday, and thank you so much for coming back.
Thank you.
Great to have you on the show again. Mira Sorvino, everyone. Kevin Smith coming up. We'll take a break. We'll be right back.